What's amazing is her flute. It's got its own Instagram page. Sasha be fluting. Oh man, I love Lizzo. Right, let's get the latest news. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 6 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. Merseyside police have renewed their appeal for information about the murder of a 26-year-old woman on Christmas Eve. Ellie Edwards was shot in the head at a pub in Wallasey. Detectives are continuing to question a man and woman arrested in connection with the murder 2 days ago. Deputy Chief Constable Ian Critchley urged people to come forward.
I'm still appealing for information in relation to anybody who knows who the person was responsible for pulling that trigger in the most indiscriminate, most appalling way. Anybody who knows where that weapon is, anybody who has harboured or has any information at all, we still want to hear from them.
Strike action today has seen around 1,000 Border Force staff stop work at some of the UK's busiest airports, including Heathrow, Gatwick and Manchester. The walkout about pay and conditions will continue until New Year's Eve. Driving examiners from the same civil service union, the PCS, have begun a 4-day strike at 71 test centres. Italy's become the first European country to order COVID tests for visitors from China, following growing alarm at the rapid increases in infections there. Taiwan, Japan and India are introducing similar schemes. The US may follow suit. Here's Marika Oy.
Chinese people are rushing to book overseas travel after Beijing announced the reopening of its borders next month. But the US is considering new restrictions on travellers from the mainland. Officials there cited concerns about a surge in cases as well as a lack of transparency from the Chinese government. Japan, which is one of the most popular destinations for Chinese travellers, has already announced that they must show a negative COVID test upon arrival from Friday.
Britain is on course to record its warmest year ever after a summer of blistering heat waves and an unseasonably mild autumn and spring. The Met Office said the average temperature across the year was likely to beat the previous high of 9.88 Celsius in 2014. A male university professor in Afghanistan has torn up his academic certificates live on television in solidarity with women banned from studying by the Taliban. Ismail Mashal ripped up his master's and PhD documents, saying he didn't want them anymore.
As a university professor, I've brought all my diplomas with me. I've studied for a master's and a PhD. Look, all of them are original degrees. From today, I don't need these diplomas anymore. This country is not a place for education. Today, if my sisters and mother are not allowed to study, I don't want these degrees anymore.
The Taliban suspended higher education for women last week. Girls were already banned from secondary schools. Roman Catholic leaders around the world have joined Pope Francis in calling for prayers for his predecessor Benedict XVI, whose health has taken a sudden turn for the worse. The current Pope visited the 95-year-old and told an audience at the Vatican that he was very ill. The weather, blustery showers will continue tonight, especially in the west, drier in the southeast with clear spells. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 6.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app. BBC Radio 2.
How could Mike possibly